Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, the founder of Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training and the author of the #1 best-selling book, The Book of Yes, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And on today's video, I want to talk about, do I need a real estate coach? I just got an email last week from a real estate agent that is a new agent, and they said, "Dear Kevin," I don't think they said dear, just said, "Hi Kevin, I like your positive, upbeat style, and I have two questions for you. Number one, shouldn't a productive agent be self-motivated enough not to need coaching?" And then the second question is, basically, I'm 60 years of age. Has your coaching helped people at that age in starting their business? Clint from Keller Williams, Los Feliz in Los Angeles, California. Well, Clint, this is an awesome question. Do I need a real estate coach? And the way the question's done, if I'm productive and I'm self-motivated, why do I need a coach? And so we're gonna talk about today, do you need a coach or not? So let's talk about this idea of being self-motivated. The implication of the question is that a coach's job is to motivate you, which leads to the most common belief that I find in the real estate industry about coaching, and that is that the primary purpose of coaching is accountability. In fact, I saw recently on one of the large Facebook groups of real estate agent Facebook groups, a question about coaching. And it was a question about who should you hire as a coach? What kind of person should they be, a successful agent, and so forth. And what was amazing to me was there was literally hundreds of comments. And what I see over and over, what I saw over and over in those comments, and what I see over and over is the belief that the primary reason you need a coach is to hold you accountable. Now, I am going to tell you that accountability, if you need accountability, do not hire a coach. You don't need a coach to hold you accountable. I'm going to say accountability is the absolute lowest level of coaching, if it's actually a level of coaching at all. And here's the reason I know that. I can train a 12-year-old to hold you accountable. I can teach a 12-year-old to hold you accountable, and I can pay them a minimum wage to hold you accountable. If you are not self-motivated enough, as Clint's question says, I'm self-motivated, right? Which I believe, if you're not self-motivated, you shouldn't be in real estate, because in real estate, you own your own business. You're an independent contractor. That means if you are a business owner, if you don't have the drive, if you don't have the personal initiative to actually show up and do what you're supposed to do, you need a boss. You need a job. See, we have a system for somebody who's not self-motivated. It's called a job. It's called a time clock and a boss. And they have great accountability programs at places like McDonald's and Starbucks and Home Depot. If you need somebody to motivate you to show up and do what you're supposed to do, I recommend you go and apply at one of those places. However, if you want to own your own business, if you want to actually be in control of your life and of your financial destiny and of your career, real estate is a great option. If you're not accountable to yourself, if you don't have any drive and initiative, real estate's probably not for you. So I believe if you're hiring a coach for accountability, you're wasting your money. That's what I believe. Now, having said that, I know the rub of that is that's how most coaching companies sell their services, is they sell that you need somebody holding you accountable to keep you on track and to keep you on task and keep you doing what you want to do. And my position on that is that is a very simple low-level coaching. And frankly, it's much easier for a coaching company to train and hire coaches who hold you accountable. And if you believe what their main job is to hold you accountable, that's easy. So it's easier for them to hire coaches because it doesn't require that much expertise to hold you accountable. Again, I could train a 12-year-old to hold you accountable. And you could too. You could have if you got a 12-year-old son or daughter, you just pay them $5 every time they catch you not doing what you're supposed to do. Take them to the office with you and say, here's my schedule and here's my responsibilities of today. Anytime that you see me not on track with that, then you just say, Dad, $5, Mom, $5, and you have to pay them $5. You would stay totally on track with that. A 12-year-old, maybe a 5-year-old, but a 12-year-old could definitely hold you accountable. So why in the world do you need a coach if you're self-motivated and you're productive? Here's why. A coach's greatest value is in their ability to help you improve your performance and your results. That's why you hire coaches. The reason you hire a coach is not because you need somebody to tell you what to do and keep you motivated. It's because a coach can help you get better at what you do and help you achieve better results and be more productive in your performance. That's why you hire a coach. So think of great coaches in the industries where we think of coaching. And business coaching really grew out of sports coaching. That's where we think of, when we think of coaches, we think of, anything from Little League Baseball to professional sports, right? That's where you have coaches. Here's what great coaches do. Great coaches create champions, right? Great coaches help their players and their teams become winners. That's what great coaches do, is they help develop winning. Now, here's the way I look at it. Is my job as a coach, I am not interested in coaching somebody who doesn't know how to show up. In fact, in my higher level coaching, like my inner circle, where agents pay me a lot of money to be coached by me, I don't offer any accountability. If you can't hold yourself accountable, then you don't need my coaching. You need a boss. You need somebody that's just going to hold your hand and babysit you and push you along and say, come on now. How often do you think the greatest performers in the world, how much time does their coach spend saying, where were you for practice today? You didn't show up for practice, huh? Why were you late to the game? Coaches don't hold their players accountable. That's amateurs. So the question is, do I need a coach or not? And the way I would answer that is, do you want to be a pro or do you want to be an amateur? Do you want to have the results of a pro or do you want to have the results of an amateur? See, coaches are not known, great coaches are not considered great because of their cutting edge strategies. They're not considered great because of their pedigree or because of anything else except this one thing, and that is great coaches help their players experience great results. Great coaches help create success. That's what they do. That's how I approach coaching. Coaching was, and the same thing that happened in sports coaching now is how I look at it in real estate coaching, and that is, I want to work with agents that want to be great at what they do. Do you want to be awesome and great at what you do? So Clint's a great question. I'm self-motivated, I'm productive, do I need coaching? If you want better results, then you should hire a coach, just like Tom Brady. So let's think about Tom Brady. Tom Brady, if you don't know who he is, undisputably the greatest NFL player, football player ever. Why? Because he's the first and only NFL player to have 5 Super Bowl rings, multiple MVP awards for the New England Patriots. Nobody else has ever done that, ever. And yet, he does something very that is surprising to most people, and that is that he regularly gets on an airplane and flies from Boston, Massachusetts to Orange County, California, to work with his mechanics throwing coach, Tom House. Now think about that for a second. Here's a guy who's been in the league for 18 or 19 years, the best ever, the best quarterback ever, slam dunk Hall of Famer, just won his 5th Super Bowl, just unbelievably guy, and he still gets on an airplane and he flies all the way across the country to work on his throwing with his mechanics coach, the guy that teaches the throwing mechanics and footwork and all of that, Tom House. He flies out here all the way. So does Matt Ryan, and so does about 10 other NFL quarterbacks that fly out to Orange County, California regularly to work on their throwing. Now, you would think by now Tom Brady kind of understands throwing. Yeah. So I look at it and I go like, if you think about the best in the world, you think about the greatest performers in the world, the greatest athletes, when people that have coaches, at what level do they quit having a coach? And what you'll see is actually the higher the level they go, from the time they're in junior high, high school, college to pros, they don't get less coaching, they actually get more coaching. The key is that they have to have great coaches. Now, if you want to study greatness, and that's what I look for agents that want to be great at what they do. They want to be the best in the world, the best in their market at what they do as a real estate agent. That's who I want to coach, because I know I can help them get better results, have a better life. So what I do is I study greatness. So if you want to study greatness, I want to give you 3 books. I just want to recommend 3 books that you should read if you want to study how do you become the best in the world at what you do. So if you're going to do real estate, be great at it, right? Why? Because your clients deserve somebody who's great. They don't deserve somebody who's mediocre. They don't deserve, I mean, how many sellers ever wanted the 7th best agent in the market? They want the best agent. They're like, are you the best agent to help me? That's what they want to know. So why not commit to be the best? If you're going to be the best, if you're going to be great, you need a great coach. Now, if you're just okay with mediocrity, you don't need a coach. Okay, and if you do, you can get a mediocre coach. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want greatness, you must hire the best coach. That's period. So here's 3 books. And I want you to check these out. If you're interested in greatness, if you're interested in mediocrity, then you don't even need to listen to my YouTube channel and watch my videos, because I am not really going to be helpful for you, because if you're amateur, it just pisses me off. So here we go. The Little Book of Talent by Daniel Coyle. And what these books are about is these are guys that study the best in the world in everything from sports to music to performing arts to medicine to chess to business. And they look at who's the best in the world and what are the characteristics of the best in the world. So this one's called The Little Book of Talent, where they went into what they call the talent hotbeds of the world and said the people, the places that are the best in the world and create the best in the world, what's special about them? What's unique about them? What are the characteristics that they have? And a second book is the book called The Goldmine Effect by Rasmus Ankerson. Phenomenal book where he goes in and he spent years actually going to some of the best training centers and places that created world champions. And he said, what's different about this track and field coach? What's different about this track and field training center, about this hockey place or this soccer school, a soccer academy that puts out so many Olympic champions and so forth? And he went and actually studied them, and he said, here's the criteria, here's the qualities that you see in them. And then the third one is my favorite, and it's a book called Peak by Anders Ericsson. Now, Anders Ericsson has been around for years researching the best in the world. He just researches people who are the best in the world. He says, what is it that causes them to be the best in the world? And this book goes through it. This book will help you make more money as a real estate agent, by the way, for a whole lot of reasons. But here's what you will find in all 3 of these books, and that is almost assumed with everyone that is the best in the world is the presence of 2 things. Number 1, they have great coaches, and number 2, they are committed to training themselves to be the best at what they do. 2 things: great coach, commitment to training. Those are the 2 things. So the question whenever it is, do I need a coach, is not, do I need a coach to help me show up and actually do the work? The question is, how good do you want to be at the work you do? And what kind of results do you want? Do you want great results or do you want mediocre results? If you want great results, get a great coach. Don't just get any coach, get a great coach. How do you do that? I don't know. You check them out, you sign up with them, you hire them, and if you don't like them, fire them. Now, that's where you got to find out. Are they willing to do that? Okay. When I work with coaching members, when I work with clients, I have a 100% money back guarantee and satisfaction guarantee. You don't like my coaching, you can quit. First 30 days, if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Why do I do that? Because I, only want to dance with people that want to dance with me. I only want to work with people that want to be great. And if they're willing to do that, I know how to help you be great at what you do. So check your commitment to greatness, and then check out finding the best coach. And when you do that, you can play to win, you can always expect yes, and you can accept the reality that your responsibility is to be the best. Right there, baby.